You're invited to Australia's only fitness and recreation industry technology summit in Sydney on July the 21st and 22nd. This is going to be an amazing summit where we will have 4 keynote presentations, 3 TED Talk style presentations, 2 panels and 2 workshops, plus a gala dinner with the first ever Industry Tech Awards and another keynote from the inspiring Amanda Stevens. Her presentation is called High Tech, High Touch. And you can register now at fitnessindustrytechsummit.com.au. Now, one of those keynotes is from Sally Illingworth from Elegantly Blatant. Now, Sally describes herself as a technology enthusiast, strategic thinker, and a calculative action taker. And her session that she's going to be presenting is how to build a loyal and engaged member base in the newsfeed age without breaking the bank. So I thought I'd get Sally along today to tell us what she's going to cover. Sally, welcome along.
Thanks, Justin. I'm very excited about this keynote because it's going to be quite multifaceted. But I come from, in particular, the technology perspective, the marketing, the communications perspective. So as you called out, what I'll be focusing on is touching on the technology elements of the conversation, the marketing elements, loyalty, and what that means in today's day and age and what it's going to mean moving forward. Because I think particularly for the fitness and recreational industries, they've largely relied on loyalty, if you like, and building out large databases, membership-based businesses. But really, things are changing and have changed. We've seen that, over the last few years, not just throughout the COVID period, which was quite different. So I'll be touching on that and specifically also taking a look at the role of social media, content creation, and how that can actually help in terms of building out loyalty in today's digitally noisy world. And the breaking the bank element of the conversation is important, I think, because particularly as everyone is fighting for what I like to refer to as top of newsfeed placement in today's day and age.
Say that again. I like that. Top of newsfeed placement.
Yes. And so everyone wants to be at the top of the newsfeed because we know most people are living in news feeds, no matter what platform they're on. So I really like to focus on that element because as we're all fighting for top of newsfeed placement, it's very easy for small, medium, large size businesses to break the bank and just sort of think that by throwing money at everything and something's just going to work and, something's going to tick over. But it's really not cost effective to do that anymore, particularly when you consider the technology side of things in terms of technology capabilities that don't break the bank that we can use to, I suppose, deploy more targeted marketing efforts, et cetera, to get to the top of the newsfeed, build up some loyalty. So I'm really excited. It's going to be a very multifaceted conversation. And I think there's going to be some great takeaways for everyone. And I'm very passionate about the opportunity to do this for the fitness industry, given I spent 8 years in food retail. So I really appreciate the role of physical retail in the economy. So I'm very, very excited.
Now, you are a bit of a LinkedIn wizardess. Is that right? Is wizardess even a word? Let's just call you a wizard. You're a bit of a LinkedIn wizard, aren't you?
Yes.
Now, the fitness industry is all over Facebook and it's all over Instagram, probably because of the visual people that are in our industry. LinkedIn is kind of like the sleeping giant, I reckon, for our industry. Should the fitness industry, should owners, salespeople, PTs, should they be playing in that space, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. And I'll definitely be touching on that in my keynote because it's interesting, particularly over the last, I'd say, sort of 24 months, I've increasingly seen more people, in their own individual right, as well as alongside brands, coming onto the platform, trying to replicate, if you like, what gets done on, say, Facebook and Instagram around fitness and health and well-being, because people, particularly in the US, I believe, are realizing that LinkedIn is really a sort of a hidden gem, if you like, in the social media landscape, because and I won't ramble because I could talk about it for hours, but one of the challenges with LinkedIn is that, initially most of us, thought of LinkedIn as it was like a digital CV. You only go on LinkedIn if you're looking for a job. So most people in corporate traditionally wouldn't go on the platform, because if you tell everyone at the office you're on LinkedIn, they think you're looking for a job, and then your water cooler chatter. But what's happened, particularly over the last sort of near 4 years now, is that as LinkedIn has, in order to try and keep up with other social platforms, built out its content capability for individuals like you and I, as well as brands. What's happened is now that LinkedIn has very much become more of a content haven. So people do go there to actually look at content now, whereas previously people didn't. They'd only go there if they were looking for a job, or if they were on the other side of the spectrum and they were looking to recruit someone. So a lot has changed in that respect. And yes, certainly, I think people in the fitness industry should be looking at LinkedIn, because it is a prime hub for finding people who are, time poor and looking for an easy solution to go and how can I stay fit whilst I'm working, etc. So, people are spending a lot of time on there, and there's, they're working professionals largely at the end of the day. And so they're not excluded from, the target audience of your average gym. All of these people on LinkedIn, except for the bot accounts, they all live somewhere, they're all looking for solutions. So yes, certainly. Yeah.
All right. Question without notice, although that last question was without notice as well. For anybody that's watching, give them the number one Sally Illingworth tip to be elegantly blatant about this. Yeah. What should they have on their LinkedIn profile that they probably don't already have right now?
Oh, that's a great question, and a big question. Well, it's not so much one thing, but probably the most important sort of basic thing that, like, I always like to leave people with is your headline on LinkedIn. So it's not so much one thing, and what I mean by your headline on LinkedIn, so without going into all the details, but there's a lot of information you can put on a LinkedIn profile. You can put in all your experiences, your education, what language you speak, what skills you've got, blah, 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 blah. But when it comes to LinkedIn, the three most important pieces of information on your profile are your profile photo, as a piece of content, your name on LinkedIn, and your headline. And the reason that is because, 9 times out of 10, when someone discovers your profile on LinkedIn, whether it's in search results or in the news feed, the first 3 pieces of information that they can see about you are your profile photo, your name, and your headline. And so the reason your headline is so crucial, and you want to have something captivating, a captivating thing there, whether it's a statement or a word, is because your profile photo, you can only do so much to make that exciting and enticing. Your name is your name, so similar. But with your headline, by putting something there that is, enticing or maybe contentious in a good way and captures someone's attention, it will increase your chances of driving traffic from that discovery point through to your profile. So if you think about it, similar to when you get discovered in Google search results, what people first see there, you want it to be captivating so that they then come through to your website, and then they're in a better position to take further action. So yeah, it's not so much a thing, but definitely your headline. And when you set up your LinkedIn profile, LinkedIn makes your current job title that you put in your experiences section your default headline. So that's not to say, and that's why it's an important one to acknowledge, because a lot of people set and forget and they don't think about it.
Yeah.
It's not to say you shouldn't have your job title in your headline, but if you are going to have it, you should also further personalize your headline by putting in a statement or putting in a keyword or something like that, to just personalize it, because a lot of us have job titles that a lot of other people have, whether you're a CEO, managing director, communication strategist, marketing manager, sales manager, everyone shares titles. So you want to personalize your headline. That's probably the minimum viable thing everyone should do, regardless as to what else you do on the platform.
I love that tip. And we should leave our shirts off for Instagram and Facebook, but shirt on for LinkedIn.
Yeah, well, that's what people would traditionally say on LinkedIn. But look, if you're in the fitness industry, I remember seeing people having this debate on LinkedIn. It's probably over 12 months ago now, actually, about fitness. And there was sort of this debate is, someone had put on this fitness video. I think it was a woman on LinkedIn, and people were debating, is this appropriate? Is it not appropriate? And my view was, well, if the woman works in the fitness industry and is, for example, a PT, well, that's relevant to her profession. So it is okay to have that on LinkedIn. But the older school LinkedIn users are like, whoa, this is way too much. You need to go to Facebook and Instagram. But so it's an interesting debate. So I'd say, look, most people, keep your shirt on. But if you're in the fitness industry and it resonates with your target audience to have your shirt off in the photo, and that's what's going to work because that's what your target audience wants, then go for gold. That's what you should do.
Now, for those that are watching, I found Sally because I was Googling and searching somebody who knew about news feeds and knew about technology and being able to link technology to having a presence in a news feed. That's how she popped up. So we're going to be blessed to have an expert come along to the Tech Summit to help you get your business or your personal brand at the top of everyone's news feed. So, Sally, I am pumped to hear your keynote, and I know you're working on it almost as we speak. So thank you. Now, do you want to give a quick plug to Elegantly Blatant in case anybody is interested in working with you before they even meet you?
Yeah, I'm not usually the one to plug, but thanks, Justin. I suppose at a really high level, all of the work I do is around strategic comms, including content marketing down to LinkedIn strategy using the platform for both individuals and businesses. So that's sort of a high level, but everyone can contact me, find me on LinkedIn, or if they want, I can share my email with them. But I'm looking forward to the presentation, and I'll certainly be sharing more there in terms of what I do, how it works, and also giving away some key information that generally I only do under a paid arrangement with a client. So I'm really looking forward to sharing a lot of value with everyone, and I think it's going to be a great keynote. Yeah.
We love good IP, so we're absolutely looking forward to this. So remember, everybody, you can register now at fitnessindustrytechsummit.com.au. That's fitnessindustrytechsummit.com.au. And we will see Sally on July the 22nd. The summit is July 21 and 22. So, Sally, final word to you.
Anyone who is interested in understanding, I suppose at a high level, the intersect, if you like, a relationship between, technology, influence development, communications, newsfeed placement, etc., should come. I would even urge some people who aren't in the fitness industry to come along, because I think, I will be sharing examples and tips relevant to the fitness industry, but many of them can really be applied in other areas as well. So I'd encourage people outside of the industry to come along and check out what you guys are doing, because I think they'll get a ton of value even from your other speakers as well.
Awesome. Thanks, Sal. See you on July 22nd.
Thanks, Justin.